Aloha! You are listening to Inside the Desert Oasis Room, episode number 160. This episode is sponsored by Tandawai Rum, the world's largest rum producer and winner of over 170 international medals in the past 4 decades. Check out their webpage at tandawaiusa.com or follow them on Facebook or Instagram at tandawaiusa. This episode is sponsored by the Tiki Bar T-Shirt Club, where their monthly T-shirt designs pay tribute to a Polynesian bar or restaurant from days long past. Each design is available for a limited time and will never be produced again. For more information and to check out this month's shirt, visit tikibartshirtclub.com. Today we are joined by singer and songwriter Kirrah Amosa. Kirrah recently relocated to Los Angeles, California from Canberra, Australia, and is the latest addition to the Island Block radio family. We chat about her songwriting process, her musical influences, and are treated to a very special acoustic performance of her latest single, Island Way, available at all media outlets beginning on Friday, February 28th. As always, I hope you enjoy this episode as much as we did bringing it to you. If you enjoy this podcast, please give us a good rating. Doing so helps people find the show and helps boost our presence. Also, subscribing makes it easier for you to follow our adventures, and subscribers always get new releases first. You can find previous episodes at our website, desertoasisroom.com, as well as links to our social media, along with links to our guests' websites and their social media. Alrighty, here she is, my friend from the land down under. Give it up for Kirrah Amosa.
Inside the Desert Oasis Room.
Talofa lava, this is Kirrah Amosa, and you are listening to Inside the Desert Oasis Room.
You wasn't even looking at me. But you know I don't wanna mention that I feel a little tension, cause you fall into it, just can't see. But baby, that won't even faze me. I'm just going a little crazy, waiting for you to come over and change that. But if you can make it happen, I'll just have to work my magic and bring together you and me. Cause I'm falling and I can't get up. I'm falling and I need your love. Baby, you know I can't get enough of your love.
Seen nothing like you before. Let me know if you're ready. Yeah. Cause I can't believe that you got me like this. I'm falling. Baby, you got me going.
I'm falling, I'm falling. Late at night I get lonely, I wanna be around you. I'm falling, I'm falling. Early in the morning I'll be thinking about you. I'm falling, I'm falling. Late at night I get lonely, I wanna be around you. I'm falling, I'm falling. I'm falling. I can't get enough of you. Baby, I know what you're doing. We're falling for you. I love what you're doing to me right now. I'm falling. You know I'm falling for you, baby.
Aloha, Kirrah.
Hello.
How are you?
Talofa, I'm good.
Talofa,
Thank you.
I love it. Party people, we've got Kirrah Amosa on the podcast today. And Kirrah is a recent transplant from Australia.
I am. I'm halfway through the process, yes.
Halfway through the process.
Yes.
Okay. And you're from Canberra?
Yes, I'm from Canberra, Australia.
So I just learned from Kirrah before we started recording that Canberra is the actual capital of Australia.
Yes.
And I always thought it was Sydney.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Everyone thinks it's
Right.
Melbourne or Sydney, and I don't think Australia could decide, so they picked the city in the middle, which is Canberra.
So it's the halfway point?
Yeah, it's the biggest city
How
between
far
the
away
two.
is it from Sydney?
3 hours south.
Okay. Yeah. So is it farther inland or is it on the coast?
Farther in, yeah.
Oh,
There's
is.
no beach where I am, which is hard as a Polynesian to grow up without water and sand. But yep, so the beach is a nice, quick 2-hour drive away.
Yeah. So you are transitioning right now from Australian living to California living.
Yes.
What's that like?
It honestly, it's so different. I think especially as a creative person, LA seems to be the place for me and for people like me. And any sort of whatever field you're in, as long as you're creative, this is the hub to be in, and everything kind of starts here.
Yeah.
So you're the first to hear about it. Music, film, comedy, a lot of things happen here.
Was this a calculated plan to come out here for your music? Was it more spontaneous?
Honestly, growing up, I always told myself and other people that I'd end up in America for sure.
Okay.
But it truly wasn't until my current boyfriend, moved here about 9 months ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Half because it was easier to move. I'm such a family person. I don't like doing things by myself. So leaving behind my family is it's very hard.
That's got to be very hard.
And so moving over here with someone, I thought that would be great.
Yeah.
But now that I'm halfway through my visa process, he's just been offered a job back in Australia for the next 2 years. No. So I will be coming over here by myself. But, #growth.
Wow, yeah.
And very blessed to be here. But, at first moving from Sydney and Canberra over to LA, it was a big move and I felt quite lonely about it. But I have found a family here in LA with the Island Block Radio family and Q and Big Paul and Miss Lulu, and I am so grateful.
So cool.
Yeah, very lucky.
And they're Islanders too. So
yes, I feel right at home.
It's being like right at home.
Yeah. Honestly,
I tell people that are not Islanders, I should say that,
nice way to put it. Nice.
For lack of a better way of putting that there's just this connection between other polys that you just can't explain, right?
Yes.
You feel at home no matter where you are.
I have definitely reaped the benefits of that as coming over here by myself, and I am never alone.
Yeah.
I have so many people willing to support me as a human and willing to support me as an artist.
Yeah, I love it.
So, always from my Polynesian people. So grateful.
I love it. So I've learned a few things about you. You were on the Broadway equivalent of The Bodyguard. Tell us about that.
Yes. So a few years ago, I was still in my home city of Canberra, and I was telling everyone that I was going to move to Sydney in the next 6 months. And then I started saying I'm going to move in March. And by the time February came around, I'd auditioned for The Bodyguard, but I didn't have an agent. I wasn't very good.
Okay.
In my eyes, I had a lot of learning to do.
And who were you going up against when you were auditioning? Were you auditioning with people that had agents that were seasoned
Yes.
performers?
Yes.
That must have been intimidating.
Very. So I found out about the auditions through Facebook. A Facebook ad
really?
that I had seasoned professionals through their agents sending me the audition brief, which I don't know if is even allowed.
Okay.
But I found out, through Facebook.
How different is the audition process there? Because, so we're here in Hollywood. And in Hollywood, a lot of times they don't even want to talk to you if you don't have an agent.
Yeah.
Is it the same?
I think in my case, I'll call it luck. Other people call it talent and hard work. But I was very lucky.
Or it could be a combination.
I had a great combination of maybe my talent and my looks. I think I looked right for the role as well.
Yeah.
And I was versatile enough to cover the roles that I covered.
Okay. What kind of performance background did you have prior to that?
Only singing. I grew up singing, so I've got a little bit of dance.
So this is your first acting gig. You can't. Is it really?
Truly, my first proper professional acting gig. First professional dancing. Anything to do with other than singing. Singing was my only thing. So I was going up against seasoned professionals.
Yeah.
And I just submitted myself on the link, and they contacted me, and I auditioned a few times. And I heard nothing.
Yeah.
And then it came round to me saying, I'm going to move next month. It was February by the time it had been, I'm telling people I was moving to Sydney in March. And then in February, I got the call saying...
You sound like a spontaneous person when it comes to moving. It's like, I'm moving.
I have to be. I have to go where my heart takes me and where the work's going to take me.
Yeah. Very cool.
I'm a gypsy.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it too. So let's talk about your music, because you have a new EP coming out, and I want to talk about your songwriting process and everything that goes behind the new music that you're going to be releasing. Who are your musical influences?
That's such a detailed question for a songwriter.
Okay.
I have, lots of different moods that I find myself writing in. I think business-wise, definitely Beyonce.
Okay.
Because she does it all. Plus, she's a mother.
Yeah.
So she has a family, and that's a goal of mine, to be able to do all of it. Musical influence, I am extremely influenced in life and in music by my dad, because I feel like without him, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
I love that answer. Family. I love that.
Very family oriented. I am, for sure. And I know that I wouldn't be here if he hadn't given up his dream of being here.
Now, was he a performer also?
Yes.
So would you say that your style is modeled after his style?
I am, yes. So we were a cover band for a long time. He was a cover band before I was old enough. When I was 5 years old, I found myself kind of trying to slot in between him and his brother. They were a duo, and then we became a trio when I was old enough, and then his brother moved away, and then my sister moved up, and so we're kind of rotating like the Von Trapp family.
So you've been playing music your whole life?
Always.
Do you remember the very first instrument you started playing?
I was forced into piano lessons.
Oh, so was I. That's funny.
Yes, and as an adult, everyone says it. As an adult, you wish you stuck through, but at the time...
I say that all the time.
Yeah, you understand. So I was forced into piano. I stopped after a while.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and was doing gigs with Dad, he was like, you know what? I am sick of the injustice of me being the only instrumentalist in this band. Pick up a guitar and learn it. Yeah. And so literally...
And you taught yourself?
Watch on gigs. If you would
wow,
paying attention to us, I would watch his fingers and just play exactly what he was playing, and that's how I learned how to play the guitar.
But did he sit down with you and say, "Okay, we're going to rehearse for this show. Let me show you how to play this," so that it's? Did he just really throw you out to the wolves?
It was rare, only because he was so busy, not because he didn't care at all. But it was, it was very hard to find time. I'm the eldest of 6 kids, and my parents had me when they were 17. So there's not a lot of time, and not a lot of time for all of that. So yes, I learnt on the job.
So how did you start writing music? Was that also self-taught?
Yes, I guess it was. I don't know how. There are definitely
They say there's a formula that if you follow, like you write an intro, and then you write the first verse, second verse, chorus, bridge, third verse, outro.
Yes.
And then you have a song. And I hear this from my musician friends. I could be wrong because I'm not a musician, but you have 8 notes and you play around to the 8 notes or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know any of that when you went in, or you just...
No.
You just...
Honestly, it was just I'm not very good with words. I was quite a placid child, and if things went wrong, I didn't know how to say when I didn't like something or when I was uncomfortable. So music was the way that I expressed what I was feeling, and I think that's how I think of it. It's really my way of conversation.
Okay. What about the lyrics? What influences your lyrics? Where are you pulling those from?
Oh my gosh, it's so cold. My nose is running. LA winter.
California winter.
Well,
it's in the 60s or something. I think people in the colder states are going to be cursing at us right now.
Yeah, we're enjoying a blue sky and sun.
Blue sky and sunshine, but it's still in like the mid 60s and it's freezing.
Where do I get my lyrics from? I'm very inspired by the lyrics of John Mayer. I think the way that he writes his music is incredible because it's relatable enough for the masses, but his words are very... If you have the time to look into it, there's so many meanings, there's so many ways to understand it.
I love that. You know, Seal said one time, someone asked him, what do the lyrics of this song mean? And he said... They are subject to interpretation because what they mean for one person could be completely different for another.
Exactly.
Right? And music is something that's so emotional that, you know, there's the song by Boyz II Men, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. And when that song first came out, I thought that it was about a breakup. But every time they sing that song, and even in the music video, it was when somebody passed away. So like they sang that song for Kobe when he passed recently, and in the music video they're at a graveyard and they're singing that song. It's so hard to say goodbye, and that's not how I interpreted it. So music is subject to interpretation.
I agree. I think it's such a personal thing, personal. Which is why it's so special. Do you have a lyric off the top of your head that means something to you, that's something that resonates? Wow, I might have to come back to that one.
Okay. Okay. No
I
problem. We'll come back to that.
That's a great question. I don't know. I'll think about it.
We can come back to that. Yeah. So you are already performing out here in LA.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Where was your first show?
My first show was the beginning of 2020 at Hotel Cafe. It was through Vocalize You and Dave Stroud Vocal Studio, who I look forward to working with a lot more when I eventually finally move here.
And how different was it than performing in Australia?
Look, I've been performing really since I was 7. So being on stage isn't new to me. However, I had a lot of weight. I put a lot of pressure on myself for this performance because it was my introduction to this city, and also the kind of music that I'm trying to write and the new direction that I've decided to go in. It was the introduction for all of that. And
is the audience the same here? Do they respond the same way as in Australia? And this is what I'm getting at is, I've heard that when people perform in Japan, that the audience is dead quiet because they find it disrespectful to interject any kind of emotion during the performance. So they wait for the end of the performance and then they applaud, which I think is unusual, especially if you're playing music where you're trying to get people to dance, or you know, maybe you're trying to, you know, get people to participate in some way, right? Like if you're singing "We Are the Champions," or "We Will Rock You," right? Yeah, you don't want silence. You want people to respond to that, right?
Sure.
Have you found that the audience is different from America than in Australia?
No, I was lucky the few times that I performed here so far. I've been surrounded by people that love and support me already. So good. Whether or not what I'm doing on stage is right, I'm still getting a great reception.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of love. I do have a lot of love from home, so it was hard to come over here.
Yeah.
But it's just what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, we want to talk about this new EP. Tell us about what motivated this new EP.
I am half Samoan and half Australian, and I am not ashamed to say, but I'm sad to say that I don't know a lot about my Polynesian culture as much as I would like to know.
I think a lot of us feel that way. Yeah.
So I've decided for the next however long my heart wants me to dedicate my music to learning about my Polynesian culture and then being able to share it on a commercial stage.
Very nice.
And trying to bring, like I think I've heard you talk about before, trying to bring it to the masses.
Yeah.
So that's a huge goal of mine. And if it's not for me, I'm hopefully going to pave the way for the next person like me to do the same thing.
That's such a selfless way to look at music because, it really is, because a lot of times people they're very selfish about the way that music is shared with the world.
I think you, to some extent you need to have that sort of confidence and assurance in yourself and in your sound that it's going to do well.
Yeah.
But it's such a long game.
Yeah.
I had to learn that it's not a 6 or even 2 year plan, it's a 10-year plan. If you want to get your music out and influence a certain amount of people, then
yeah. Well, I guess what I'm getting at too is that, I was at a karaoke bar one time, and the host at this bar was performing for himself. He wasn't performing for his audience.
Yes.
And so there is a difference, right? And so you saying that it shows me that you are performing for the joy of performing, not for yourself, but for spreading that joy.
Maybe it is.
And I love that.
Maybe it is selfish because I am addicted to the rush that gives me. I'm addicted to the joy that I have seen my music bring to people, and I want to continue to share it. And without it, I am actually not happy. So maybe it is selfish.
Maybe it's a yin and yang kind of thing. There you go.
That's a nice way to put it. We'll put it that way.
Well, I think we're going to be treated to a live performance. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so can you tell us about the song you're going to perform?
So this song that I'll perform is the lead single on my upcoming EP. It's called Island Way.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Beautiful island, so tropical. I'm up on cloud 9 with the sky so blue. Have you ever wanted something more? Oh, stick with me, I can make your dreams come true. So come on over, let's wind it down. Take my hand, let me lead the way. If you want to, I can take you. Guarantee you'll never want to leave. Come on over, baby, slow it down. Stick with me, I can show you how. If you want to, I can teach you. Wanna learn the island way. Something about him growing up by the water. We know how you want it. We know how to love the island way. Something about him growing up by the ocean. We know how you want it. We know how to keep you wanting more. You wanting more, yes. Oh, say, you know there's something different about us. Oh, come with me, we can live the island dream. Say, you'll never go hungry around us. Yeah, love me good and I'll give you all you need. I say yeah, yes, yeah. Come on, baby, let me love you down. No one else can love you like I can. You can call me to ease the pressure. Have you ever made love on the sand? I'll take you higher, higher than you've ever been before. If you need it, I can teach you. Wanna learn the island way. Something about them growing up by the water. We know how you want it. We know how to love the island way. Oh, something about them growing up by the ocean. We know how you want it. We know how to keep you wanting more. Oh, we know how to keep you wanting. Thank you.
Wow. One word. Wow.
Thank you. Very
That was
excited.
amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
I'm
Thank you for
glad.
performing
We
that.
released that on the 28th of Feb.
So 28th of February, where can our listeners get that?
Where can't you get it? You can get it on
All outlets. So
everywhere.
iTunes and
iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube.
Everywhere.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Perfect. And if our listeners want to follow you on social media, where can they do that?
Just type in my name, Kirrah Amosa, Kirrah, last name Amosa, Amosa, and you'll find me.
Perfect. Perfect. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or just want to leave a shout out for Kirrah, stop by our group page Inside the Desert Oasis Room on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Polynesian Pop. And if you want to get on the podcast or listen to some previous episodes, hit us up at desertoasisroom.com. Do you have a website, Kirrah?
I do.
Let's throw that out there for our
My
listeners.
website, yes, my website has all of my music for free download as well at kirrah.com.au. Kirrah, Kirrah.
Perfect. All right, party people, we're going to sign off, and we're going to have some more music from Kirrah. I'm going to tell you all about it because this is going to be a private show now. All right, cheers, party people.
Thank you.
Beautiful island, so tropical. I'm up on cloud 9 with the sky so blue. Have you ever wanted something more? Stick with me and I'll make your dreams come true. So come on over, let's wind it down. Take my hand, let me lead the way. If you want to, I can take you. Guarantee that you never want to leave. Come on over, baby, slow it down. Stick with me, I can show you how. If you want to, I can teach you. Wanna learn the island way. Something about them growing up by the water. We know how you want it. We know how to love the island way. Something about them growing up by the ocean. We know how you want it. We know how to keep you wanting more. You know there's something different about us. Come with me, we can live the island dream. You'll never go hungry around us. Love me good and I'll give you all you need. Come on, baby, let me love you down. No one else can love you like I can. You can call on me to ease the pressure. Have you ever made